we are going to be going over the Guardians of the Rift improvements. This was dropped today, the 30th of March, 2022. So this week we've got the promised changes to the Guardians of the Rift. Let's see what they came up with. So you might remember last week we made a number of changes to the Guardians of the Rift, increasing the total player cap, allowing latecomers to enter during Phase 1, and handing out 15% more Abyssal Pearls. This week we have a bunch more changes. Let's take a look. First up, the fancy timers we showed off last time are now live. The first tells you when the open entrances to the Runecraft altars will change, and the second one shows you how long it will be until a shortcut portal closes. Very, very nice. You can also use the altar timer to determine how much time is left in Phase 1. Oh, wow. That is very nice. Look at that. So we got a timer there, and we have a timer right there. This is a very, very nice little... Look at that. Very, very minute change, but this is big, because we're planning on doing Guardians of the Rift today, so this is perfect for it. This is a very, very welcomed change. Alright, the dedicated Guardians of the Rift worlds are now World 445, the US West world, and 522, the UK world. So there isn't a US East world. Probably do the UK world for me, since I'm US East. I think UK is a little better than US West. I don't know, we'll have to check them out. Happy runecrafting. Sweet. Next, we've reduced the amount of Abyssal Pearls required to purchase pieces of Raiments of the Eye from the Guardians of the Rift shop. Okay, so they dropped the price on the hat to 400. Oh, wow, this is really nice. If you've already purchased a piece of the outfit at a higher price, you'll be refunded the difference in Abyssal Pearls upon logging in. Very nice. These will be set to your bank. If you can't go to your bank, this will go to your inventory. Failing this, it will drop to the ground. A chat message will display what you've got refunded and where it's gone. Cool. Cool. This is nice right here. I'm very happy about this. We've also added a visual to the barrier in the lobby that indicates when you're able to enter the minigame. Thank you. The eye design on the barrier will open when the players can enter and closed when the room is at capacity or after Phase 1 of the minigame. Oh, yes, dude. Speaking of visual changes, we are aware that the light effects when entering and exiting altars are unpleasant for some players. When you next enter the minigame, you'll be prompted with a message asking whether you'd like to turn these features off. I might turn them off. I might not. I don't know. I feel like there might be an edge to turning them off, but I don't know. We'll have to look into it. I really don't know. I don't know. I haven't really even noticed the light effects when entering and exit altars. I haven't even noticed any of those. So that's interesting. We might have to check that out. Anyway, let's move on. We've begun to review the AI behavior of the elemental guardians and abyssal creatures as they get a bit confused when there are too many entities blocking their path in the minigame. One change has been made to them, but there's more to come. Lastly, we are aware that lit abyssal lanterns were previously being destroyed on death, so we've implemented a fix to ensure they now follow standard untradeable item behavior. Abyssal lanterns will no longer be lost on death unless you have lost it above 20 wilderness. If you already lost your lantern, don't panic. We've done some digging and restored lost abyssal lanterns to the bank. Wow, that's beautiful. Good guys, Jagex. Now, without further ado, here are the changes we've made this week. Items in the Guardians of the Rift minigame can now be dropped and destroyed instantly instead of requiring a destroy option. Beautiful. Players may now uncharge Ring of the Elements by right-clicking it. This action will restore any runes that were being held through charges. A quick pass option has been added to the barrier in the lobby. When two players are trying to create a Rift Guardian with different tier batteries, the higher tier battery will be prioritized. They corrected some colors on a table in the Temple of the Eye. Corrected spelling errors that appeared when checking and inspecting pouches. The inspect option on the Abyssal Needle now gives more accurate instructions for its usage. They fixed a visual bug that appeared while wearing the Abyssal Bracelet and teleporting to the Abyss. They corrected the climb down text on a pile of rubble. And the count of the Rift Guardians at the start of the game has been corrected. Previously, if a player made a Guardian at the end of a previous game, the next minigame would spawn the Rift Guardian. And, oh god, increment the counter by 1. Oh yeah, increment the counter by 1 after the counter has been reset, meaning the next game would start with an incorrect number of Guardians. So they fixed that. Cool. Next, Guardians of the Rift future feedback changes. They also want to talk about a bug that we kind of like the concept. Oh, wait, what? We'd like to mention a bug we've discovered on the Raiments of the Eye. Its bonus is intended to increase the number of runes crafted, but it's also giving additional Guardian Stones when crafting combination runes, allowing for higher XP rates and reward points during Guardians of the Rift. We kind of like the concept because it means the greater effort equals greater reward, but we feel such mechanics should be tied to the minigame itself rather than the outfit you're wearing while playing it. We're leaving the bug alone for now, but we are working on a better implementation already. Our proposal is to make crafting combination runes more rewarding for a little bit more effort. Perhaps they could provide different guardian stones which offer more elemental points without making the minigame faster. More on this soon. Cool. Expect more changes on the upcoming weeks. Okay. Our game jam is next week. More on this below. This will delay some of our planned improvements. Oh, game jam. Really provide a quick overview of some of the outstanding issues that we're reviewing, which we can potentially address in the weeks following the game jam. So, just a few more changes. Incentivizing players to be making Rift Guardians and Shield Barriers at the start of the game. Reviewing the display of Shield Barrier health bars as they might be too large. We're monitoring the difficulty of the minigame in group sizes smaller than 10 players. We're also to review solo gameplay and determine how difficult we want this to be. They want to make the HUD visible in the lobby to allow players to see the Great Guardian's power without constantly inspecting the barrier. I like that. Extending the winning phase to allow players to use any Guardian stones they receive without missing out on points. Added Guardians of the Rift to the high scores. Alright. So now they got some other changes. This big one, they decided to revert the changes back to Nex. We've been closely following how players have been engaging with Nex since her initial release. As many of you know, we increased the drop rate of her uniques in anticipation of much faster kill times than we had balanced around in testing. Now that dust has settled and the metas have been established, we like to revert her unique drop rates back to their original rate of 1 in 43 instead of the current 1 in 53 to better reflect the kills per hour we had intended during our internal testing. Let's go, dude. Very, very happy about this. Very happy about this. In retrospect, Nex has created an unreasonably long grind for items that exist within her drop table for many players. Whilst the ideal solution would have been to have fewer uniques, we can't go back and remove them now. So to compensate, we hope that the adjusted drop rates are a welcome change. I mean, it's not adjusted, it's just reverted. If they made it like 1 in 40, it'd be adjusted, but okay. This change has been implemented in this week's game update. Let us know what you think. I'm so excited. So now ensouled heads can now be dropped in instanced areas. Extended loot keys despawn time to 2 minutes for consistency with other drops. Corrected a visual issue with the stale baguette's positioning when being held by male characters. Ooh la la. So now the next thing is, I guess they're talking about, this is just something small, right? A merch update, game jam. So they're going to be talking about ideas that they have for upcoming things. So that will be on, doesn't say when it's going to drop. There's going to be no game update between April 4th and April 8th. Interesting. PvP rotation is US now for this week, and that is it. Alright, so that was a quick rundown on the changes. I'm really excited to hop into both Guardians of the Rift and Next today, and maybe possibly tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day after that. Maybe just, let's just say I want to spend a few days experimenting with the new drop rates at the at Next, and I want to continue to try and build out my log on Guardians of the Rift. So hey, thank you for watching the video. Make sure you give it a like, and if you're not already subbed, please do so. I would really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.